This is a presentation on the Procurement Matrix. The Procurement Matrix is a list of all the goods and services with estimated dates the project will use them. The idea is that we create a simple table where we can identify all the items that the project needs and we list them in a way we can manage that and we can track them. The first item in our matrix is a code of the work breakdown structure. It helps us align with the project plan so that every item we're purchasing needs to be connected with one of the components of our project plan. Then we describe the item as much detail as possible, including quality. We may have additional information or documents that support the description of the quality, but at least for our matrix we have a complete description of the item we need. We also list the contract type. In many cases it might follow donor contract requirements and how the project is going to be purchasing goods and services. We also identify the limit or the planned budget for that item. We also include a column so we can track the actual cost, so we can monitor any variances that we have. A due date, which is important, so we can manage that and align it to our project schedule, and a column where we also track and monitor the progress of this procurement. Here is an example of our procurement matrix where we identify the WBS with the item we are procuring. So there is a description of what we want to purchase. We identify the WBS, and then once we complete the information that we need on items, we also identify the type of contract type that we need to purchase that. It could be a different type of biddings, invitations, or direct purchasing, depending on the amount and depending on the regulations that we have from the donor, or even the regulations that come from the organization and how it manages its procurement function. Then we have the area of the budget, where we identify the different amounts that were planned for each one of those items that the project will purchase. Once we have that, then we use another column where we can track the actual cost of the item that was purchased, either an item or a service, and it helps us identify the variances that are happening between the budget and actual, so we can have a better understanding of what is the balance that is available to the project. The next column is our due date, and this is a date that has to be aligned with the schedule of the project, so we don't end up buying things that are going to be coming too late when the project needs them. So identify the date when we need it so they can be used by the project is also important. And the other column is the status, where we use it to track the progress on each one of these items, so we know when something has been completed or when something is in the process or things that haven't started yet, and we need to keep track of those. Here's an example of procuring some services, and we can then describe like a small project. Think of it as a mini project where we can describe the different steps of procurement that we need to do to get a contract, an estimate on the dates, and when they are going to be happening in our calendar. So it's a way to help us monitor the procurement process that is not only useful for the project team, but it's also useful for the procurement unit, because it gives us a sense that we are on track, we can monitor the progress, and if there are any delays in the process, then we can take some actions on the project to see what will be the impact of those delays. Projects in development areas sometimes face many problems with procuring because of the distances or the quality of the vendors, and whatever you plan, you're always going to have changes on those estimates. So it's a good idea to have a very simple small plan where then you can identify the process of your procuring, and then you can monitor things and see where they are so you can take some actions before it's too late. Thank you.